Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another video. Make sure to like and subscribe in the next 5 seconds or Santa won't deliver your Christmas presents this year. Nah, but in all seriousness though, please make sure you do subscribe since only about 9.5% of you guys have subscribed, leaving about 90% of you guys who have not subscribed. So yeah, please subscribe. You can always unsubscribe in the future. It is completely free. If you are not enjoying my content anymore, you can unsubscribe. But for now, please do subscribe as I'm going to be posting all the time this Christmas and January. So I'm going to get right into the video. So with Christmas in literally 6 days, and you might want to get a late Christmas present, we're going to be discussing monitors and other peripherals in the next few videos. This video will be focused mainly on monitors, and we're discussing 144 Hz versus 240 Hz, and also comparing 60 Hz versus both of them to see whether you need to upgrade your monitor this Christmas. We're going to be discussing, like, is it really worth upgrading your 144 Hz monitor to 240 Hz? Like, seriously, do you think that's worth it? I do not, but I will be going into more depth throughout this video. And also whether you need to upgrade your 60 Hz monitor to 144 Hz, which I do think is worth it. And I will also be explaining why I think that is worth it throughout this video. So stay tuned. If this video does help you out in any way, make sure you do like the video, turn on notifications, etc. And let's hop straight into the video. So right here, we're playing on 60 Hz. So just enjoy the content, and I'll be showing 144 Hz in about 15 seconds if you want to skip forward. This is a theoretical representation of what 144 Hz would look like through YouTube. YouTube does only support 60 FPS, but this is what it looks like in real life if you were to use your human eye. It would look slightly better in real life than this on YouTube, but this is a representation. This is the representation for 240 Hz. It is using the 144 Hz RSMB settings plus frame blending and slightly increased RSMB settings to give a realistic effect. Now that you've seen what 60 Hz versus 144 Hz versus 240 Hz looks like on YouTube, I will now be persuading you which one to choose for this Christmas or early 2021. My advice will also still work throughout 2021, 2022, even 2023, just until 1440p becomes the new standard. Currently 90% of users, according to a Steam survey, still use 1080p. So this is why I'm covering this video based on 1080p. But this refresh rate can be applied to anything and not just 1080p. So please go ahead and use this for 1440p, 4K, whatever, to see what refresh rate will suit you best. Now that you've decided what refresh rate you want to choose, I'm going to be covering the models of monitors and the best models you can get in 2020 and 2021. They have the least ghosting, the least screen tearing, FreeSync, G-Sync. They've got the best response times. They've got no input lag, etc. If you're one of those people who looks at designs and looks at what monitor looks the best, this is not the video for you. This video just covers the stats and the factual information of what monitors are the best. If a monitor looks bad, you can always remove the stand and get a mount like I did with my friend and use that instead. Now, first of all, to decide what monitor you should get, there are 3 types of panels for monitors: TN, twisted pneumatic, IPS, in-plane switching, and VA, vertical alignment, and they all have their own benefits and disadvantages. Now, VA panels are usually the middle ground between IPS and TN. They have really good refresh rates compared to IPS and contrast levels, but they have slightly worse viewing angles and color than IPS. Although TN does not have good color at all, but has insanely high refresh rates usually. One downside of VA is the fact that the response times are usually quite a bit bigger than IPS. So now that I've explained that, which one should you get? If you're one of those people that usually place ultra settings on games, I'd go VA or IPS, as they are the ones that will get the best color and the best looks in the game, compared to TN getting average looks and average color. But if you're a professional esports gamer, TN might be the panel for you. It has the fastest response times and is also usually the highest refresh rates. If there is an IPS monitor selling for the same price that TN and VA panels usually sell for, get an IPS monitor. It's a no-brainer. The color of IPS monitors are usually insanely good and the viewing angles are insanely good. And they can have really high refresh rates at a cheap price in 2020 and 2021. In addition to that, their response times aren't even that bad. Here is a graph on screen of all the response times of the panels. As you can see at the top of the graph, most of the options are filled out by IPS, as their response times are quite low due to the high quality manufacturers of the product. The panel itself usually has quite high response times, but the manufacturers of the product usually can get them really good since they're professional monitor designers. So now the question is, what exact panel should you buy? You have to bear in mind that many of the professionally made monitors share the same panel. Even if they're from different brands, they share the exact same panel with minor differences. For example, the ViewSonic XG2405 can share the same panel as the AOC 24G2U. However, one of them can end up being much cheaper. Even though they use the same panel, there could be a £40 difference on buying the monitor. As you can see right here, the XG2405 is selling for £180 right now, and it is one of the lowest response times monitors on screen right here. It's got AMD FreeSync, which also has support for G-Sync. It's 144Hz and it has insanely good response times. It's also IPS. Compared to the 24G2U having the exact same panel on the screen, 144Hz, IPS, 1 millisecond, everything's the same. It's got AMD FreeSync. Every single thing about it is the same apart from the stand. But as I said, stands are not an issue. You can always get a mount if you wanted to. So overall, 144Hz being the best refresh rate and the XG2405 or the 24G2U having the best response times, I recommend that you get the XG2405 currently, since it is selling for £179.99 compared to the 24G2U selling for £240. Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching the video. Please make sure you do like and subscribe, and I'll catch you later.